Good evening and welcome to your Smart Market Reports for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. U.S. markets closed with mixed results today, reflecting investor optimism around a cooler inflation report, tempered by volatility in certain sectors. The S&P 500 rose by 0.7% to close at 5,086, recapturing its year-to-date gains and reflecting strength across tech and consumer discretionary. The Nasdaq Composite surged 1.6%, finishing at 19,010, boosted by semiconductor stocks and strong buying in large-cap tech names. In contrast, the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 0.6% to 42,140, weighed down by a significant pullback in UnitedHealth shares following disappointing guidance and leadership changes. Apple ended the day at $212.93. Up just over 1%. Analysts pointed to renewed optimism surrounding potential tariff relief and solid international demand. Tesla shares had a strong session, climbing nearly 5% to $334.07. The jump followed news that Elon Musk met with Saudi leaders to discuss possible regional expansion and clean energy partnerships. Over in crypto, Bitcoin continued its upward momentum, trading above $104,000 with a 1% daily gain. Meanwhile, Ethereum saw a significant boost, jumping more than 7% to reach $2,677, driven by major institutional inflows and growing anticipation around staking upgrades. Analysts noted that a London-based asset manager purchased nearly $500 million worth of Ethereum over the past week, reinforcing bullish sentiment across digital assets. In macroeconomic updates, today's Consumer Price Index report came in cooler than expected. April CPI rose just 0.3% month over month, putting annual inflation at 2.1%, the lowest level seen in over 2 years. That figure was met with relief by investors hoping for a more dovish Fed stance. Weekly initial jobless claims declined by 13,000 to 228,000, suggesting continued strength in the labor market, while the national unemployment rate held steady at 4.2% for April. The Federal Reserve, at its most recent policy meeting, left interest rates unchanged in a range between 4.25 and 4.5%. While no immediate cuts were signaled, Chair Powell emphasized a data-driven approach going forward. The minutes from this meeting are scheduled for release on May 28th and are expected to offer deeper insight into the central bank's next steps. In business headlines, the S&P 500 has officially erased all of its losses for 2025, a milestone led by a strong rally in chip makers, with Nvidia among the top performers. Coinbase saw its shares spike nearly 15% after news broke that it will be joining the S&P 500, marking a landmark moment for the broader cryptocurrency ecosystem. On the flip side, UnitedHealth shares plummeted by 12%, after the company suspended its full-year forecast and announced a leadership shakeup, sparking concern among healthcare investors. From Washington, President Trump announced a $600 billion investment deal with Saudi Arabia, focused on infrastructure, energy, and advanced manufacturing partnerships. The announcement followed his meeting with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and markets responded positively to the potential for long-term economic collaboration. In summary, today's markets were driven by optimism around inflation cooling, bullish tech momentum, and notable geopolitical developments. While sentiment is leaning cautiously positive, investors are watching upcoming Fed commentary and earnings reports closely. That's it for today's Market Roundup. Stay informed, stay ahead, and we'll see you tomorrow.